of the UTME results?
Now, let me tell you one thing. When we were at that stage, I don't know whether it's written or whatever, once your school cert is 5 years old, you go and retake school cert again. Because I think the universities were not taking people whose results are more than 5 years old. Now, if you say somebody should use his JAMB result for 3 years, what are you teaching that candidate? You just want him to be mentally lazy. As dean, people who fail JAMB will come to me with their previous result. Yeah, I passed last year, and this year now I scored 178. Most candidates score less the more they do it. So if you allow them to wait for 3 years, by the 4th year they won't be able to make it, unless they go back to school. I always tell them, once you have a child that has enough credits in school cert and is not making the pass mark or the cutoff in post-UTME, send him or her back to school. Coaching classes over there. But if you combine it with working or doing some many jobs somewhere, so if it is extended to be valid for 3 years, that will even compound the admission problem.
But Prof, do you think we should actually review the kind of tests and exams that we do before students get into school?
Who should review them? Who?
Both
you mean
university,
GC and all
not GC. The ones, the JAMB and the post-JAMB.
Well, there are competent people in JAMB to set questions, and I've seen their questions. They are standard. And anybody who has the required credits should be able to score 180. You just had the JAMB secretary said 180.
I'm just wondering, are we getting the kind of value and the kind of personnel that we really should get before they enter into schools?
They recruit, the questions are set by university professors. The questions are set by a wide array of professors for every subject every year. So our people work for JAMB to set questions and provide answers. So there's nothing actually wrong with the quality of the exam from JAMB exam. What is wrong is the corruption involved.
So shouldn't we be addressing that?
So to address that, let every university be in a position to screen further. In fact, scrubbing sample 280, even if JAMB is credible, let's take private universities for example. I served in Worcester for 7 years. Federal government has not added a kobo in terms of funding. So why should you not tell me that I cannot go embark on a process that will ensure quality education? With this government in their manifesto, that's what they are stressing.
This quality, does it also include the teachers? Because just recently we were talking about the TED fund and some aspect of research institutes in the country who are exempted from that, from accessing that fund. If you don't train the trainers, how best can you also impart knowledge onto the children?
Yeah, you see, the solution to this thing is hydra-headed. Training the trainers is desirable. Just recently, 5 universities of education were given license and scrapped a few months after. We need such institutions where even if you did not study education, after your first degree, you can go for postgraduate diploma. Of course, there are faculties of education in virtually every federal government university. So training the trainer is a must. But why should you tell somebody not to organize a screening? Before you leave any university, you have to be found competent in character and learning.
Even though it's not foolproof.
It's not foolproof. I mean, it's not every thief that you catch. It's not foolproof, but at least you try to do something. So if I have to do that, why should somebody now tell me not to interview every candidate? When I was in Wesley University, I made sure that every candidate that passed JAMB and our own post-UTME faced the panel. That's where you detect potential cultists. That's where you detect people who are already into drugs, drug addiction and all that. So I think federal government should just, to be mild, make it optional. Let every university council or management decide how to get that, even if JAMB is credible. Because you sit down, and I was interviewing one boy one day, 27-year-old boy, imagine. I said, you want to sit in the same class with 17, 16-year-olds? And he had this earpiece. You know what was doing? He was listening to music while in the interview room. So why are you just entering university? You did your first crusade 10 years ago. Why are you just applying to enter? At the end of the day, his parents could not even write an undertaking that you have good behavior. So he was not admitted. So every university should be given a free hand to screen further in whatever name.
But they also say that some of those universities also find themselves engaged in the same kind of activity that they accuse JAMB of.
That is true. But how many are there? We have 141 universities in this country. Where I may say, well, for OAU, where I cut my teeth, and for Wesley, there's no such thing. Also in UI and many universities, if any university like that is identified, then they should do something about it. What the entire personnel in Ministry of Education, what are they doing? In fact, they also monitor, or rather, they are observers opposed to UTME. They come and observe and do whatever. So once you identify that this corruption has crept into UTME, face that university and apply sanctions.
Should we also look for ways of screening some of the lecturers periodically, because some truly are not fit to teach?
Yeah, your emphasis on lecturers. I really don't think it's because some of them are products of this buying down and sort of
and the
things.
schools didn't catch them before they became lecturers?
Yeah, yeah. But if it's a graduate of, a sound university like the fourth generation university and many credible private universities, we don't have a big graduates coming from such. Let me tell you one thing. There's one polytechnic in Osun State. I swore I blacklisted that polytechnic because we employed somebody that and he didn't know his right from his left, and he came with HND. So there will be ways. There should be ways. But every university management should be allowed.
But is it about money? There's the accusation that most universities are out just to make money. So
that is not true.
They are paid by the
most is one I'm against.
But they all make money. But they all make money.
Let me tell you, when we did, I told you I did it for a few years before I left as dean. In fact, what came in as gain, because we paid the vigilators, we paid those who set questions and whatever. The boss told me that what was left as gain from my exercise could not pay the university's paper bill for 1 month. Do you call that making money? It's not because they want to make money, just the production cost. That's what many universities charge. There was a time ministry pegged it at an amount. Maybe some universities, increased it, clandestinely or whatever. But then, the fact is that many universities do it to make sure that we admit students that are teachable. Talking about your training the trainer, I agree with you. But the federal government should put something in place that you now, assistant lecturers go to Faculty of Education to undergo courses in pedagogy. I don't know of any other university.
Do they also have mechanisms wherein students can also assess the lecturers how they teach?
Well, it's not general, but it obtains in many places. For example, in Wesley, where I was for 7 years, when lecturers come, they sign a form, and the class rep also signs to make sure that the person there, and every class rep has a right to report to the this quality control manager. We hired one retired school principal to be doing that. If he's just giving handouts without teaching and all that, I will call the parents to order. In fact, there's more sanity in private universities than public universities, especially state-owned public universities. I'm sorry to say, because of lack of money, they try to charge this and that to be able to, but that's not the way it should be.
All right, Professor Tola Badejo is a pioneer vice-chancellor of Wesley University and a professor of zoology at the Obafemi Awolowo University. Thank you for coming on this morning, Prof.
Thank you very much.
And then we will be back tomorrow. Yes, we're drawing the curtains of the program today. Thank you for watching. I'm Chamberlain Osor.
Many thanks, and Sulaiman Alede. See you again.